Okay, I can see comments now, so I can see Susan's here, hi. Tammy, Joyce, Alison, hi, hope you're all okay. Connie, Barbara. Oh, you like the card, good, because this is what we're doing. Carmen, good morning. Connie, Carmen, yeah, is saying yes. Susan's saying yes. Sorry, I couldn't see the comments. They're all flying up now in front of me. Marcia's saying, I'm happy to see how you make these cards. I think it's so pretty. Well, this has got to be the easiest thing I think I'm ever going to show you. But I'll get into that in a few minutes. Alison's saying loud and clear. Hi, Lisa, hope you're okay. Sherry, hi, in Florida. Rachel, hi. Love my tools. Maria from Madison, South Dakota. Well, welcome. Geraldine's saying not hearing. Can somebody type in to tell her to either turn the volume up or to go out and come back in? Hi, Pat. Geraldine's now saying this is better. I've not done anything, Geraldine, so I'm not sure. Tammy's saying hearing me fine in Arkansas. So I'm not quite sure why Geraldine can't hear me. Everything looks okay at my end. Alison, oh, you're suffering from a bad back. Oh no, I can sympathise with that because I have a bad back, and when it goes, it goes badly. Oh dear. And they tell you not to rest for a bad back now, don't they? They make you get up and walk about, which is easier said than done when you basically sometimes can't even get up with a bad back. And missing my boyfriend so much. Oh, remind me where he is, Alison, because I know you posted something about it last week, but I literally have a shocking memory. So before I get started tonight, I've got a couple of things I want to mention. First thing is, I was going to try and do an applique project tonight, but to be honest, this week has been so busy. There's lots of stamping up stuff going on at the moment, and I've been kind of getting ready and gearing up, you know, doing videos and blogs and all sorts of things for that. So I've just not had time to organise doing the applique. I was going to try and do another mug rug. I did actually make one for myself on Monday, I think it was, which I'll show you. Bring this, let me get rid of this off my screen. Okay, so I think it was Vicky said last week when I was doing the little mug rug. So for anybody that wasn't here, these are what I was making over the last few weeks, and I think this is the one I did in the live last week. And I said that I thought I might try and make a bigger one, and Vicky said, why did I not show how to do some applique for anybody that hasn't got the fabric mat and the fabric blade? So that was my intention. So I made this one. I think I did this on Monday, and basically this one is made using the components that I showed you how to do this last week. And for anybody that didn't see it, it's in the live playlist on my channel. And basically these 4 squares are those, and this section here is the back element, and then I just put another piece on the backing. And then this bell, sorry, I'm going off a tangent here, aren't I? This bell was in the machine, so it was, and this was all cut using like an iron-on heat and bond on the back of the fabric for the bow and the bell. So this was what I was going to try and recreate, but I just haven't got round to it. So, and I've been out most of the day with Hannah. So these type of cards are all really kind of popular on Pinterest at the moment, and they're so super easy to do. You know, if you've got a ScanNCut, because they're just basic shapes. So I'm kind of copying out a little bit, I'm really sorry, but this is what I'm going to show how to do tonight, but I will try and see if I can go back and do the fabric applique next week. Let me just see the comments. Lisa's saying, ordered the new fabric blade this week. Great. Have you got the mat, Lisa? Because you need the mat and the blade to go together. Have to have my volume on full to hear you. Right, okay. Well, I'm not sure what's going on. I'll turn my volume up higher and see if that gets any better now. But I'm literally doing nothing different than I do every other week. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. Just let me know if that's got any better. Alison saying, I have a twisted spine and hubby is fine but in the US. Okay. Oh dear. Hi Karen, hope you're okay. He loved the video, thank God. Good. I remember you mentioning something about him last week, but I just couldn't remember what it was you were saying. Right, Barbara's saying, got my fabric mat, blade and holder from Makers in 3 days, Ashley. Leaving it to try your projects in the new year. Okay, oh, so it arrived. Brilliant, Barbara. Oh, well done. We'll have fun when you decide to start playing with it. Janet's saying, evening everyone. Sorry I'm late. It's okay, Janet. I've not even started. Sorry. Jan is saying, hi, glad to get in on your live. Okay. Just a couple of things before I start. One of the other reasons I've been busy this week is that I've been just kind of tweaking my website. So for anybody that's new, I'll just put it back on the screen quickly. This is my website, applelover53.co.uk, and from there you can basically get everywhere. Oh, it comes in a kit for you, Lisa. Okay, fine. We have to buy ours all kind of separately here in the UK. You buy the holder and the blade, and then you buy the mat. So, oh, that's good if it comes in a kit. Right, so www.applelover53.co.uk. So that's my website. And then from there you can get to my blog. I've also now got a tab that is clearly marked my videos. So you can click on that tab and it takes you straight to my YouTube channel, and then you can go and look on the video lists, or you can go to the playlists and look for all the different playlists. So anything that I do live, like tonight, the Sunday night lives, or if I do any Facebook lives, they'll all be under the live playlist, and everything else is kind of categorised. And then one other change I've made on my website, I did have a ScanNCut lessons tab. I've now moved that under the ScanNCut tab. So basically there's a ScanNCut tab, and everything under the ScanNCut tab now relates to ScanNCut. So under there you'll find things like classes, how to book a class, help and information, the machine comparisons, all that kind of stuff. And my December giveaway is under there. I've got 2 giveaways running for the month of December, one for people that live in the UK and one for anybody else that's outside the UK. So that's all under the ScanNCut tab. I've got a separate shop tab now. So when you click on the shop tab, it will take you to my cutting file shop. There's also an adhesive shop, because I'm going to be starting to do like an adhesive sampler. But that's only for UK customers. And what else is on there? Oh, there's also a link that on there under the shop tab to my Stampin' Up shop, and there's also a link to it, to the Stampin' Up shop at the top of the homepage as well. So that's kind of in a couple of different places. And then somebody messaged me in the week, I don't know if you're on here because I can't remember the person's name, and wanted to know, they were looking at cutting files in my cutting file shop, and they wanted to know, because the prices are in UK pounds, what they were in US dollars. So at the top of every page now, there's a currency converter. So for anybody that buys any of my ScanNCut cutting files outside of the UK, at the moment, there's only pounds, dollars, Canadian dollars, euros, I think. But I think I maybe need to add other currencies. I've just not had time to do it. So that's kind of all the housekeeping notes. And I've just seen a comment that says Troll Patrol is on duty. Good for you, Alison, thank you. Hi, Vicky. I think the volume issue is a YouTube problem, or it could have to do with each person's ISP, internet service provider. Okay, thanks for that, Vicky, because I was a bit worried because I've not done anything different. I've literally got everything set up around me as it normally is, and people don't normally have a problem with the volume, so hopefully we'll be okay. But as I say, today's a little bit of a cop-out, I'm afraid. I don't know if you were here, Vicky, when I was saying I've just not had time to sort out the fabric applique. So I'm just literally going to show how to make this very, very simple card. It's super easy. A lot of you will probably know how to do it, but I know I get new people all the time. So for anybody that is brand new, I have had a message this week from somebody saying that they want a lesson because they've got a CM900 and they've it's in its box. They don't know how to use it. So I know I do get beginners. So this literally would be a really simple beginner project because it's just simple shapes. So that's what I'm going to show how to do tonight, but in a slightly different colourway. And then just one last more thing. This is something that I've made this week. This is a new cutting file that's on the website. Just a simple little triangular shaped you know, goodie box. You could put a few sweets in this. You can, I've not put holes in it for the simple reason you can either glue the flaps shut and then the person would just have to, you know, rip it open to get in it, or you can just put a hole punch in the sides and punch a hole and tie it with ribbon so they can undo it. And I've just literally decorated mine with a piece of the Snowflake Splendor Designer Series paper, which is in my Stampin' Up shop. And these are all going on sale as of Tuesday. So anybody that buys Stampin' Up, either from me or if you're in other parts of the world, there's going to be a sale starting this coming Tuesday. I've got a blog post scheduled for tomorrow explaining what it's all about and what the discounts are. And then obviously I've just stamped and coloured this in just to decorate it up. So that's kind of my shameless plugs out of the way. Face is saying, hi Ashley, do you know anything about a new premium function? For what, Face? Because there's a few different premium functions out at the moment, aren't there? There's the one for the vinyl, which I did a video on in the last couple of weeks. There's one for anybody that uses, is it Adobe Illustrator? It lets the ScanNCut read Adobe Illustrator files. I think that's classed as a premium function. There's an image, a new image tracing activation card. I think that's classed as a premium function as well. So there's a few things going on at the moment. So I'm not sure, Face, if you maybe let me know exactly what it is you're thinking of or you're talking about, and then I'll let you know whether I've heard of it or not. You saw the applique, okay. Just not had time to get doing it really. So as I say, I'm just doing something super simple. Caroline's saying, where does time go? I'm late. Don't worry, Caroline, I've literally not started yet. So I'm going to just remove the plastic sheet from, this is my regular standard mat. So just excuse the noise if you hear anything. I'm going to flip you to the ScanNCut screen, which has just gone into sleep mode. And then to make this card, as I say, it's honestly super simple. But basically, I'm going to be using a shape that's in the basic patterns. Vicky's saying, sale, sale, sale. I'm excited. My haul from Super Tuesday sale to arrive tomorrow. I might do an unboxing video. Oh, Vicky, if you do, send me a link and I'll watch it. Yeah, there's going to be a Stampin' Up sale this Tuesday with, it's for the, you know, the August to December winter catalogue. It's basically the products in there, and quite a lot of them have got like up to 50% off. So for customers, it's great. If you're a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you'll get that plus your demonstrator discount, depending on whatever your discount is. So for everybody in the UK that shops with me, I've got a blog post going live tomorrow. So for anybody that's not in the UK, if you don't know about it and you're interested in Stampin' Up products and you're in a Stampin' Up market, if you want to read my blog post and then, you know, reach out to a demo in your country. Right, let's jump into this. So I'm going to go into patterns. I'm going to go into basic shapes. Everything seems to be okay at the moment. I'm going to scroll down, and I can't remember what number pattern it was, but we'll get to it in a minute. There it is. So it's BA-A055, and everybody should have this shape in their machine, irrespective of what machine you have, you know, whether it's a 350, a 600, a 900, or any of the DX, SDX models. Barbara, don't worry, I'm literally only just starting. I've just kind of been going over some housekeeping notes and letting you know about a few changes that I've been doing on my actual website. So I literally am only just starting, and it's only a very simple project tonight. So it's not the fabric project I was hoping to try and do. Okay, so I've got this shape here. The first thing I want to do is take the width down. I'm leaving the maintain aspect ratio selected. So when I take the width down, it'll take the height down, and I'm going to take the width down to 3 inches. And I've just seen Karen's just made a comment, so let me just see what Karen's saying. Mine came the other day, Vicky, and I did a video but didn't put it live. Oh, Karen, post it live and let us see it. Right, so 3 inches wide, okay, and we want 2. So in the number, I'm going to say 2 and set, okay. I'm going to say add. I'm going to go back to pattern, back into the basic shapes. I could have added more shapes and then adjusted them, but just for anybody that's new, scroll down, find the shape again, choose the same shape, BA-A055. This time, I want this one to be 2.5 inches wide. So again, not touching the aspect ratio, I'm going to take this down to 2.5 inches. And whatever 2.5 inches is in width will be what the height is. Okay, and I'm going to say I want 2, and I'm going to say, now hang on, let me think. No, I'm going to change this one. Let's go back, sorry. I'm going to change this one to 2 inches because the 3 inch and the 2 inch I'm cutting from the same type of cardstock. So I'm going to load them onto my mat first. So the first 2 I've got on the mat are 3 inches wide, and these 2 I'm going to take down to 2 inches. Now, I must admit, when I made this card the other day myself quickly, I put all 6 shapes on the mat, and even though 2 were cut from card and 4 were cut from card and 2 were cut from designer series paper, I'm going to do it the proper way because the designer series paper is thinner than the card. So we've got 2 inches wide, we've got 2, and I'm going to say set. So I've got 4 shapes on my screen at the moment, okay? Then I'm going to bring in 2 pieces of coloured cardstock, which I'm going to load onto this mat, and then I'll show you in a minute. To just get my spatula and see if, Karen, yeah, I'm late, we'll watch the beginning later. It's okay, Patty. Basically, I was just going over a few changes that I've been making on my website, showing a couple of projects that I've been doing and explaining that I'm not doing the fabric project tonight that I was hoping to do, just because I've been so busy, basically. So I've got the mat loaded up. I'm going to put it in the machine. I'm going to see if I can, yeah, I'll be able to move you hopefully. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a background scan and say start. And then I'm going to position these 4 shapes onto these 2 pieces of coloured card. Karen's saying, done my first Facebook Live this afternoon, was shaking like a leaf and my legs were like jelly, made a few mistakes, but hey ho, it was my first. Karen, I don't think I know that are you on, have I got you on Facebook? Send me a message afterwards and let me go and have a look at it. It is nerve-wracking. I don't think people understand how, you know, how nerve-wracking it is, and because you've got to kind of get prepared for everything, and it is difficult. So good on you, well done. And Karen's in my team, everybody, if you don't know. Right, so I'm just going to go into the wrench and I'm going to change the background to a lighter colour because one of these pieces of coloured card is quite dark. So I'm going to bring the 2 smaller ones, so these are the ones that are 2 inches wide. They're going onto the lightest piece of card I've got on my mat, and the 2 that are 3 inches I'm going to put on the darker piece of card. Okay, and then I'm just going to see if I can move the camera a little bit so that you can see that I have got 2 pieces of cardstock on this mat. Okay, and I'm going to say, they look as though they're positioned okay, so I'm going to say okay, select and cut, which you're not going to be able to see, and then start. I've got my regular auto blade in this machine, just rubbing these down to make sure that everything's okay. Vicky's saying good for you, Karen. Karen's saying okay, will do. I don't use Facebook a lot, to be honest. I've got the Apple Lover 53 business page, which is mainly for Stampin' Up, but I do post ScanNCut projects on there. But I'm not a great, you know, Facebook person. So, yeah, Carmen's saying congrats, Karen Lazenby, on your first live. It's nerve-wracking. Right, I'm going to unload this mat, flip you back to my desk, and just remove these 2 pieces of card. So I've got the 4 shapes. So these 2 were the ones that were 3 inches wide. These are the 2 that are 2 inches wide. And now I want to put a piece of designer series paper, which I thought would coordinate with this cardstock, onto this mat. And I'm going to cut 2 more at 2.5. So basically you need 6 half circles. You need 2 at, well, for this particular card I'm doing, but you could do this any size. You could work out, you know, different sizes. So you need 2 at 3 inches, 2 at 2.5 and 2 at 2, okay? So I'm just going to pop this back into the machine and cut the 2 at 2.5. So I'm just going to load the machine, move you back without making you too dizzy, swap you back to the screen. I'm going to say OK, hit the home button and say OK. I'm just going to come back into the basic shapes, into the regular basic shapes, scroll down, find that half circle again, same code, BA-A055 for anybody that's just coming in new. And I'm going to take the width down to, what did I say, 2.5 inches. Oops, gone too far. Oh, okay. And now I want to, I'm going to say set. I'm going to do a background scan and start. Karen, it does get easier, but I tell you what, I mean, I've been doing this 6 years on YouTube, but I've only obviously been doing the lives probably more so this year with lockdown, and it is still nerve-wracking. So, you know, good for you for having a go. Right, I'm just going to come into the wrench and I'm going to make the background darker again, because this piece of designer series paper is quite light and I couldn't see it properly. So I'm just going to bring in my 2 shapes, and literally I just grabbed 2 pieces of card this afternoon that I thought might look nice, and a piece of designer series paper that I thought would go with it. So for anybody that's stamping up, I'll tell you the colours in a minute. So let's just get this one cut in. So we'll say OK, select and cut and start. I'm just going to have a quick drink of my juice. Face is saying, I found it what I was talking about. I guess it's called link feature. I think that might be something to do with the Adobe thing. I know they've brought out an Adobe Illustrator link. Maybe it's that. Hi Alice. It's been a while. It has, yes. I've not seen you on here for ages. Are you keeping okay? Let me unload this. Let me flip you back to my desk. So I'm just going to peel away that, and now I've got these two. So I'm just going to put this mat on one side, because literally that's about the sum total of my cutting tonight. And I'll bring these in and I'll tell you what the colours are for anybody that's interested. So Carmen's saying, I love your combination of colours. Alice is saying, having problems loading the mat. Okay, what machine have you got, Alice? Vicky's saying, is it from Snowflake Splendor? Yes, it is, Vicky. So we've got Bermuda Bay, Coastal Cabana, and this is from Snowflake Splendor. So that's one side. But the only reason I didn't use this side, even though it's got kind of like hints of Coastal Cabana in it, because I was cutting these at 2.5 inches, I thought the pattern might be too big, and this is more of a muted all over Coastal Cabana. I'm not sure how well you're going to see it in all my electric lights, but I thought using this side worked better. So Bermuda Bay, Coastal Cabana cardstock, and Snowflake Splendor. And Vicky's Snowflake Splendor will be in the sale on Tuesday. Right, let me put that on one side. So I tell you what I've got now. DX125. Okay, how long have you had it, Alice? Right, so while we're just waiting for Alice, I've got a piece of Whisper White thick cardstock, which I have cut in half right down the middle on the short side. So by that I mean like on the 8.25 inch side, because our A4 UK is slightly different size than US, because US is 8.5 by 11, where is it 8.25 by 11.75. So, okay, it might not be that face, but I think it probably is. When you say link, I'm sure I remember seeing a while ago, it was for the Adobe Illustrator link. I think it just lets Adobe Illustrator file and the ScanNCut machine, you know, like talk to each other, something like that. I'm not an Adobe Illustrator user, so 1.5 years, okay. There were problems with some of the DX machines with mat loading issues. You're not in the UK, are you, Alice? Because all the machines from memory have a 2-year warranty. So if you're in the UK and you got it from Create and Craft, it might be worth your while talking to them. If you're somewhere else, I would maybe go back to your retailer and see if they can look at it. Or I've just seen Paul pop up and say, have you cleaned over the dots on your mat? So that was going to be kind of another suggestion. Not necessarily cleaning your mat, the external parts of your mat. Let me bring this mat back in. I know this might not be the same mat, but basically if you get any bits of glue or debris along here, or if I can bring this in along here. And another thing to try is cleaning the back of your mat, because where your rollers, I'm not sure how well you'll see this, but where the roller grabs the machine, if there's anything on your rollers, it will sometimes come onto the back of your mat. So whenever I normally clean my mat with a baby wipe, you're in the USA, I thought you were. Whenever I normally clean the front of my mat, I nearly always turn it over and clean the back. So try that, see if that has any bearing. If not, I would maybe go back to wherever you bought it from, because I'm sure all the machines have a 2-year warranty. So you might as well try and get it sorted out while it's still in warranty. Because if you've had it a year and a half, you've only got 6 months left. And if you forget and leave it, it could be out of warranty. And it might be something that they can sort out fairly quickly for you. Right, so let's go back to the card. So UK A4, cut down the middle on the 8 1/4 inch side, scored and folded. I love this style of card. I know it turns out to be the same as if you just get a piece of A4 and, you know, cut it in half that way and fold it, but I just prefer it this way. So you can have it as a top folding or a side folding. What I was thinking was, because that's where all were my issues, and thanks guys. Okay, well, try it, Alice. Get in touch with wherever you bought it from. Tell them that you've, you know, as far as you're aware, it's still under warranty and you want it looking at as soon as possible, and see if, you know, if the cleaning of it, you know, on the dots on the top and bottom of your mat and on the underside don't work, then, you know, speak to wherever you got it from. Okay, so my piece of card. So basically, just for anybody that's stamping up, this is thick Whisper White. That's what I always use for my card bases. We do 2 types of Whisper White. We do just the normal Whisper White, which is what I use to stamp on, and we do one called Whisper White Thick, and that's what I make my bases out of. I've just seen Rinka saying, odd question, how would I put in a shape for like 3 3/16 for the card? Okay, so you need to work out what 3/16 is. 3/16 is just, is it just over 1/8? My brain, let me think. So Rinka's saying, can you do a video on those types of measurements in the future? Rinka, there is a video on my channel explaining 8ths and 16ths, which I showed how to do using my, I think it was my old Stampin' Up paper trimmer. But you just need to work out what 3/16 is in, what do you call it? Vicky, my brain's gone. Decimal. There you go. I knew Vicky would answer. So she's saying, to get the decimal value, divide 3 by 16, i.e. 3 divided by 16, 0.1875. There you go. So if you wanted to make something, Rinka, that is 3 3/16, on the machine, you'd make it 3.187. Is that right, Vicky? We'll have a look in a minute. So let's just go back. I'm just going to go back to this for now. So Coastal Cabana. So basically, this is the front of my card. I've got a piece of Coastal Cabana, which is already, I have a stack, I have a box with coloured cardstock and some white matting layers already pre-cut. So I forgot what this is, so I'll measure it and I'll tell you, and then I'll catch up with any more comments. So this is 5.5 by 3 7/8. So that was my thinking, was I was going to put that on there. This is a piece of regular Whisper White cardstock, which is 5 1/4, it looks like, by 3 5/8. And And this, I'm not sure how well you're going to see this because of all my lights, but this I've put through an embossing folder which is called Winter Snow. It's a Stampin' Up embossing folder. So that I thought would stick on there, and then that's going to go on the front of the card. And then we need to bring these in. So basically what you want to do now is alternate your shapes that you're going to cut on your ScanNCut machine. So I'm going to turn one way and one the other. So this is, I've seen these made all different ways, but using this kind of combination, if that makes sense. So, you know, using circles of whatever size you want and lining them up however you want. But this is how I made, if I bring this one in, this is how I made this one. So I've got the Bermuda Bay, which is basically the Night of Navy on this card. I've got the piece of Snowflake Splendor, and that's a piece of Snowflake Splendor there, but that's a different piece from the same pack. And you basically line these up with the bottom and the far right hand corner, and you're going to stick them down on top of each other like that. And then for my card, I flipped the other half circle this way, put that over to the left and line up the straight edges and do the same. Okay, and then when you have stuck them and you bring them together, again, this is entirely up to you. You can line up your first circle with your first circle of the bottom bit. I moved mine over and aligned my second circle or half circle up with the second one here, and that's the kind of effect you get. And then I stamped a greeting and I just manually cut, so I'll do that as well. So I'll just move everything back a little bit. You could always emboss these, you know, you could run these plain pieces, the top ones or the bottom ones, through your embossing folder. I just chose to leave mine plain because I was using this piece of cardstock, as I say, which is, can you see it with all the snowflakes on? So I thought that, you know, had quite a lot of pattern in it. So I've got Snowman Season, which is a Stampin' Up stamp set, which was out last year and came back this year, and there's a lovely Merry Christmas in it. So that's where I got my greeting. I'm just going to position that on this piece of white scrap card and find a block, pick it up, try and get it as straight as I can get it, pick it up on my block, and I've got some Coastal Cabana ink. This is an old style Stampin' Up pad. Right, I'm missing comments. Let me just go back. So we've got Happy Xmas, but you only get 2 decimal places, so it will be 3.19. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Charlotte's saying, I always just put in the calculated value and let the machine sort it out. What I try to remember is that a quarter is 1.25, I think, isn't it? So that's kind of how I work out the decimal. But if I'm struggling, I just Google, you know, I just put what is 3 6/8. But Vicky's told you how to work it out now. So Face is saying, Alice, I would ask for another mat. I remember a lady told me they were having trouble with some mats. They were having trouble with some mats on the DX models. That's what I was getting at, Face. They did have some with some of the earlier DX machines. But if it's only just started happening, I would do like Paul said, maybe clean it, you know, clean all those squares and dots on the top and the bottom of your mat, turn it over, give it a clean on the back with a baby wipe, see if that helps. But while it's still in warranty, I would certainly take it back to your brother dealer if you think it's going to be a problem. Is it Floor? Big hug from Mexico. Oh, thank you. Charlotte saying Canvas will round have sorted out for you, but in the machine you are using the plus and minus, so you have to decide if you round up or round down. Karen saying love that sentiment, Ashley. Vicky's saying 1/8 is 1.25. I don't have much experience doing it in the machine. I like my Canvas workspace. Okay. I'm waiting for Canvas Mac update. All of the fonts are useless. Oh, Crystal, I've not done the Mac update to Big Sur, and the reason I didn't do it was because the Canvas download program for months has been flashing up with a message saying that there's going to be a problem with the fonts with Big Sur. So I've set my Mac to not do automatic updates, so it won't do it while I'm asleep overnight. So I'm still on whatever the operating system is or was before Big Sur. I'm still on that at the moment. So touch wood, I'm still okay with the fonts in the Canvas download program. But yeah, there has been, when you go to the Canvas download program, on mine anyway, there's been a message popping up the minute you load up the program telling you that there's a text font problem with Big Sur. So I decided I wasn't going to update to Big Sur at the moment. Right, let's do this. This is an old ink pad, so I'm not sure how inky, if that's the word, it's going to be, but we'll soon find out. Okay, that's fine. That'll do. Just going to clean this stamp, because if I don't, I'll forget. Have I missed any comments? I don't think I have. So yeah, so this Merry Christmas is from Snowman Season, but there's also a nice Merry Christmas in, I think it's the Poinsettia Petals stamp set, and that stamp set is carrying over. That's not on the retired list that's going, you know, for products from Tuesday. So for now, I'm just going to bring in my little trimmer, and I'm going to trim this down, and then we'll get to putting this card together. And then if anybody's got any other questions, we can see what we can do between us. Charlene is saying hi, hugs and kisses from Peru. Hi Charlene, welcome. So I'm just going to bring in a pair of scissors, and if you've got a punch that does this, you know, flag the end. I literally just cut up to the middle or in the middle by eye, and then I take my Stampin' Up snips and I go from the outer corner to that middle point and just make my little flag end. And I'm just going to do that. So these would be really simple, easy cards to whip up if you're on the last minute with your Christmas and you want to make some cards with your ScanNCut, because as I say, you could load a piece of card up, like let's just go back to this Bermuda Bay. So you could load a piece of card up. You could see I got 2 of the biggest ones here. You'd probably get 6 just from this small piece. You could whip them out, you know, pretty quickly. So let's have a go and see what we're going to do. So let's put this together. I'm going to bring in some glue. And start sticking. Hi Linda from New York, hope you're well. So a little bit of glue, I'm just going to line it up with the bottom and with the far right. Okay, so like so. Can you all see okay? Do you want me to zoom in a bit more? You could also stamp on these as well if you wanted to, but I just, you know, thought that the embossed bit of my white card had enough going on it. So what's Face saying? Let's see. Face is saying, if I was to upgrade my 650 and get a DX, what would you recommend? I love my 650, but on the fence to upgrade. Well, Face, it depends. The reason I love my DX is because of the auto blade technology. So it takes all the thinking away, you know, from having to think about, you know, your cutting depth, your blade setting. That's the one major thing that I love about my DX. If your 650 is cutting perfectly fine and you've got no issues with it, you know, and you're not bothered about having the auto blade technology, then stick with your 650. I mean, I had the 900. I upgraded in the UK. I upgraded. My first ScanNCut was the 600. Then I went to the 900 to get the Wi-Fi, because at the time my office was in this room that I am now in, and my ScanNCut machine used to be in the room next door, which I called my craft room. So for me, when I only had the 600, I used to have to put my designs on a USB stick, take them out of my Mac, go into the other room and plug, you know, put them into the ScanNCut to be able to cut them. So when the Wi-Fi came out, I went for the 900 purely and simply for the Wi-Fi, because I was still in 2 separate rooms. And then last December, Makers asked me to help launch the SDX 2200 Disney at the NEC. And the minute I saw the auto blade, I was hooked. So I got the auto blade, and now I've moved my whole craft room into my office, which I showed a month or so ago. So everything's in one room now. But I just love the ease of the auto blade, I really do. So it, you know, it's kind of personal preference really. Right, let's just go back to this. Sue, hi Sue. Sue's saying hi, first time on here. I have an SDX 900 for Christmas, can't wait to start using it. So many tips would be helpful. Okay Sue, well, on my website, applelover53.co.uk, obviously, and on here, YouTube. On my website, there's a link to my blog with loads of projects, and obviously my YouTube channel that you're on now. You can either click on videos and it'll just bring every video up in the order, I think, from memory that they go up on, or you can click on playlists, and all my videos are categorised. So there's a beginner playlist. There's a playlist called ScanNCut Machine, which is basically just projects. Couldn't get my word out then, sorry. Just projects done directly on the machine, nothing else. There's a playlist called Canvas Workspace Online, so that's for all the Canvas online. There's a Canvas for download. There's a live playlist, so there's loads of help. So hopefully, Sue, we've got you covered. Linda Lee's saying you are great. Rinka's saying for Paul, I don't understand that, Rinka, sorry. Barbara's saying can see fine. Okay. I have fonts on my Mac that are really nice but can't use them. Okay, what do you mean, Diane? Is that because you've updated to Big Sur, or you just can't use them for some other reason? Sorry, I get easily distracted and I can't remember anything. So hi Diane from New Zealand, new to ScanNCut, still learning. Oh well, you're in the right place. And as I've just said to Sue, loads of stuff on my website and YouTube channel. Hi, Creative Concept Crafts, I always forget your name. Have you heard of many problems with the SDX 2200D, Ashley? Or have I been really unlucky with mine? I have not had any problems with mine, and I've only heard of one and that was this week. And is that you? Have you been messaging? I can't remember who Creative Concept Crafts is, sorry, but I've heard of one. So if it's you, then it's you. If not, I've heard of one. Just let me know. Face is saying, yes, it works great. Auto Blade was game changer. Definitely, Auto Blade is definitely the game changer. I posted about that at the time when I went to the NEC with Makers, which was October last year. So if you go back to my blog to October last year, there was a blog post explaining all about what I thought of the Auto Blade. So Rinka's saying, I don't know if you know this, Apple, but the Tombow glue you have is refillable. You can add whatever glue you love, like Elmer's All Purpose is my favourite. Okay, well, I knew it had two ends, but I didn't know it was refillable. Mine doesn't look as though it's refillable. It's got the fat end with the big, you know, for covering more of a more surface area. Maybe it is. Maybe you take that end off. I'm not sure. Right, let's get this on here and see how we're going to go. So I'm going to position this kind of like so, I think. So let's glue. And again, you could pop this up on dimensionals, or you can stick it flat. You know, if you're mindful of postage, about making your letters, you know, too deep. I've got a ton of post I've got to send out over the next week or so. I've got a box on the floor full of Christmas cards to send to customers and family. I've got catalogues to send out. I literally have got a massive big box, so I'm going to be keeping the post office in business certainly in the next week with all my postage. Right, this one I'm going to pop up on dimensionals. Vicky's saying welcome, Diane. Rinka's saying it's a military base. I don't know, to be honest. I've loaded them but can't see them. It's Lynn. Okay, it wasn't Lynn, was it, that's messaged me this week? Why, have you had problems, Lynn, with your machine? Just looking for some dimensionals. I'm really sorry, you know, if I do forget your names, because I literally am rubbish, honestly. And the older I'm getting, I literally am, what do they say, squirrel, you know, when you're easily distracted or your mind just goes blank. Right, so I'm going to pop that on there. And I've finished with my glue. So let's bring in a bit of bling. These are the Stampin' Up, I think they're called blue adhesive back gems, and one is like balmy blue and the other's kind of like iridescent. Not sure how well you'll see them, but I use the kind of iridescent ones on this one. So I think we'll do the same because they lean more to this Coastal Cabana colour. So I'll just pop a few of these just in the centre of some of the snowflakes. I need to bring my other, where's my proper take your pick tool? Bring this one in. Right, let me see what you're saying. Lynn's saying, I've had to send mine back. Calibration problems, matte crunching and twisting. Okay, no, I haven't. The only thing I've heard about an SDX, and that was this week, was from, oh dear, can't remember who it was. Is it Val or Leslie? And she had a problem with hers, but it wasn't anything to do with calibration. It wouldn't save properly. So that's gone back. And in fact, it went back this week, just gone. And she messaged me, I think it was yesterday or the day before, to tell me it's coming back on Monday. So no, Lynn, I haven't, and I've not had any problems with mine. I would tell you if I had, and the amount, you know, I use mine, you'd know if I had a problem, because obviously you wouldn't see me posting or anything. So that's a bit of a bummer, but hopefully you can get it sorted out. Right, let's get one more of these. And where am I going to pop this? We'll pop that one in there. So let's get rid of my rubbish. So if I zoom in a little bit, there you go. So there are my 2 cards. So this one I added a bow with some, this again is Stampin' Up, because I mean that's all I really use, to be fair. I think this is called denim ribbon. It's lovely. It's like a misty moonlight kind of colour, which is kind of like a step down from Night of Navy. So that's why I popped that on there. And that one opens on the top like so. I'll put a piece of white card inside so I can stamp or write a greeting. And this one opens this way. So that's 2 cards. Let's put them straight, that might help. In fact, I'll bring this one in a little bit more. So can you see the, I love this snowflake embossing folder, I really do. And that's why I left my card plain, because, you know, I think the background is busy enough. But a simple card made from simple shapes that's in your ScanNCut machine. So for anybody that's new or, you know, doesn't hardly use their machine, get it out. Anybody can make this. You don't have to have this embossing folder. You could use a plain piece of white card and put your shapes on it. You don't even need to use this coloured layer. You could use a plain piece of white card on a white base card and just have this as your shape. You could make your circles bigger or smaller. You could use other shapes. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be circles, but all the things that you kind of see all around the internet at the moment on YouTube and Pinterest all tend to be circles. Obviously, if you've got a circle punch, you can do this, but you need 3 different sizes of circle if you're using a punch, and then you just cut them in half. And that's the beauty of having a ScanNCut, because to make this with a punch, I would need a 3-inch punch, a 2.5-inch punch and a 2-inch punch. Whereas with a ScanNCut, we can make this any size because we've got the shape there in the machine. Crystal is saying, Ashley, do you ship Stampin' Up to the US? Crystal, no, I'm sorry, me personally, no. Because I'm in the UK, I can only sell to people that have a UK address or certain parts of Europe. So Austria, France, Germany and the Netherlands. So I have a customer from France that buys from me. In the US, you'd have to find a US demo. The demo doesn't have to be in your state, so long as they're in the US. I do know a nice US demo. She lives in Vermont, but you know, if you don't live in the US, in Vermont, you could still buy from her. In the US, they can sell anywhere in their country, so it doesn't matter, you know, from north to south, west to east. They can, if the demo is in the US, they can sell to anybody in the US. In the UK, we can only sell to people that live in the UK, or like I say, Austria, France, Germany, or the Netherlands. Majority of my customers, I have to say, are in the UK, but I do, as I say, have somebody that buys from me from France, and I had somebody that bought from me from the Netherlands, I think it was, I can't remember. But yeah, so what you can do, Crystal, if you go to stampinup.com, there's a find a demo near me, and you can put your postcode, or do you call it a zip code, and you can find a demo near you. But I don't know what's happening in the US at the moment, but in the UK, none of us demos can do like in-person classes or meetings or anything because of Corona. But, you know, a lot of people don't do in-person classes anyway, that, you know, it's all online. So like I say, if you're not bothered about having a demo where you live, then I can recommend Rachel. She's in Vermont. Rinka's saying the clear bottle, sorry. Okay. Star shapes would be great. Yeah, you could try it in star shapes. Lynn is saying living in Spain, it's gone to Germany. Okay, yeah, okay. Vicky's saying search for Stampin' Up. YouTube won't let me type an address. Yeah, okay. That's basically what I've just said. You can go to stampinup.com and click on the find a demo. Just over 2 months old, started having problems about a month ago. Right, okay. Well, as I say, I mean, I got mine. I helped launch the machine in October last year, so over a year ago, and I got mine in December. So I've had this machine actually now a year, because I think I got it. Oh, that's interesting. I think I got it around about the 4th or 5th of December. So I've had mine a year. Alice is saying, did you draw Merry Christmas? No, Alice, I used this Stampin' Up set, but there is a Christmas greeting in the machine, so you could draw it. Can't remember whether it says Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas. Caroline's saying love the card and the colour. Yeah. So as I say, this one is Night of Navy and Balmy Blue for anybody that's into Stampin' Up, and this one is Bermuda Bay and Coastal Cabana. Right, Kathy is saying I have the newer SDX 135 Pro in the US. Yeah, we've got a Pro model now and have used it extensively for fabric projects. No problem so far. Yeah, in the UK the Pro it's basically the same machine as mine, but it doesn't have as many features. The SDX 2200 Disney machine is the top of the range machine. So in the US, whatever your version of Disney machine is the top of the range. And then they've brought out these other versions now, haven't they? I think there's 2 of them from memory. And they basically are the same chassis machine with the same workings, but they have a different amount of patterns inbuilt into them. They have a different memory storage capacity, and does one of them only cut from a 12x12 mat from memory and one cuts from 12x12 or 12x24? I can't remember, but for anybody that's curious, if you go to my website applelover53.co.uk, click on the ScanNCut tab and go to machine comparison, and all the information's there. And if you scroll down the page, there's a leaflet, like a PDF leaflet, that Makers Superstore produced, showing the differences between the 3 SDX models. Right, let me see what's going on, because I'm missing comments. Vicky's saying, Crystal, you can order directly, but you can also find a US demonstrator and get goodies and prizes from them. Yeah, I've got a freebie going on my Stampin' Up at the moment. It's for a take your pick tool for anybody that buys in the month of December with me. So yeah, having a demo does kind of give you some extra perks depending on what the demo does. All demos do things differently. Like for anybody that shops with me, everybody gets a handmade card every month, irrespective of whether it's the same person that shops every month. They get a card, but the cards are obviously always different. And then I use the host rewards, because I ask people to use the host code at checkout, and depending on if I earn rewards, I send out freebies to my customers each month. Some demos don't, they keep all the rewards, so it depends. Alison Morgan's saying love them both, my kind of colours. Yeah, me too. I love blue's my favourite colour, but these kind of Bermuda Bay and Coastal Cabana and Pool Party, all those kind of colours, they're the ones I kind of lean to. I think I've said this before, I kind of lean to the subtles range, so the likes of Blushing Bride, Pool Party, that kind of thing. But anything blues. I'm not a big green lover, and I know these are more on the green scale, but I like these rather than something like Just Jade, which is one of the new Stampin' Up colours. I'm not really a deep green kind of person. Lisa's saying, love the card and the embossing. Barbara's saying, they're lovely, clean and crisp looking. Don't forget to like videos, guys, and say for, oh, thanks, Alison. Oh, I have to go get ready for work. Enjoy your days. Yeah, bye, Diane. Have a good day. Linda Lee is saying, these are beautiful. I am in the process of making the deer in the scalloped circle as I list here, loving it. Okay, so you're making while you're watching. The navy one with the stars reminds me of the Milky Way in the night. Yeah, they're tiny snowflakes, I think. Can you see? They are tiny snowflakes. That's why I use the snowflake background. But yeah, but you could do this with anything. It doesn't have to be Christmas, does it? You could have happy birthday, you could have congratulations, it could be a thank you, it could be just a note, you know, it could be a thinking of you, anything at all. It's just a simple design because, as I say, I didn't have time to get round to doing, you know, cutting fabric applique, which is what I kind of discussed last week. And I'd made this blue card in the week, and I just thought, right, okay, I've been out with Hannah, you know, for about four hours or so today, and I literally just thought, right, I need to do something simple. I didn't want to let anybody down. I'd rather come on and do something simple, or even just come and have a chat, than let you down and not come on at all. So I hope, you know, everybody's kind of okay with that. Susan, hi Susan. Yeah, Susan is saying really nice, Ashley. Thank you, you're welcome. I'm just going to have another quick drink of my juice. Crystal's saying, thank you again for taking your time to share with us. Such a wonderful teacher. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Right, has anybody got any questions or anything else they want to ask? Just having a quick drink of my juice. Karen, did you find that when you were doing your Facebook Live, you get thirsty, don't you? So I've got my Ribena here in my little mason jar with my straw. Right, I've just seen a comment pop up. So Terry is saying, new here, loving your videos and demos. I just got my SDX 2300 Disney, have cut HTV to make holiday pillows and wall hangings. We'll be making cards today. Really love the card you just made. Well, Terry, if you make it, send me a picture. If you go to my applelover53.co.uk, there's a contact me, send me a picture, and I've just posted, I think it was on Friday or Saturday, a blog post of everybody's projects that they sent, and then today I think I posted the cards from the craft along. So the next blog post will be at the beginning of either the end of December or the beginning of January for anybody that sends me photographs in this month, December. So if you make something, Terry, send me a picture and it'll go, if you let me, you know, if I'm okay posting it, it'll go in the, I do a blog post called Your Projects. So it'll go in the next blog post of Your Projects, which will be cards that are sent to me in the month of December. Right, what's Face is saying, I bought a tattered lace premium and it works great and cuts all the fine details. Okay, I have heard some of the tattered lace don't cut very well, but I think it's because people are trying to resize them smaller. So I think the tattered, you know, I think some of the tattered lace ones, at least, I think are meant to be cut at the size that they give you. Somebody did send me a picture of something they were trying to cut a few months ago and it was tattered lace, and when I asked her what size it was, I asked her had she resized it, and she'd resized it down smaller, and because of all the details in it, it wasn't cutting correctly. So Caroline, okay, no problem, got to go, thanks Ashley, have a good week everyone and stay safe. Yeah, and you, always grateful for you sharing your time and knowledge. Thank you, Ashley. Oh, you're welcome. Lynn, that is, isn't it? I'll try and remember that Creative Concept Crafts is Lynn. I'm rubbish, I really am, sorry. I knew what you meant, Caroline, it's fine. Susan, yes, same to you. And thank you for your support in my Stampin' Up shop as well, Susan. Karen saying yes, gin and tonic, just a small one. Oh, bless you. I'm getting a vinyl for Xmas, never used it, so we'll have to do some binge watching. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about treating myself to one of the, you know, the Cricut, is it called an Easy Press? I can't remember what it's called. It's like a big square iron, and because I fancy doing some more stuff with heat transfer vinyl. I've literally hardly done anything. I think I've done one project this year with heat transfer vinyl. So I fancy doing heat transfer vinyl in the new year, so I might treat myself to one of those Cricut heat presses or Easy Press or whatever they're called, because you really do need a good hot heat with one of those, and whenever I've tried it in the past with an iron, it's like forever, you know, to get it to stick. So Charlotte's saying thank you as always. Jan Jeffers is saying, what are you cleaning your stamp with? On what apparatus? What are you? Oh, right, okay. I have a couple of ways of cleaning my stamps, and there will be a video on my channel coming soon showing you. But this is called a Simply Chamois. It's basically a sponge, and it's a Stampin' Up product, and when you buy it, it's a nice purple colour. You run it under water and squeeze it out, and I keep mine in one of these DVD or stamp cases. Stampin' Up also sell these, and it keeps it nice and damp. So that's what I just used when I cleaned that stamp a few minutes ago. If you use a Stamparatus, these are also great because you can get hold of them, and if you've got your stamp on your stamp positioner, you can clean it while it's, you know, on your positioner. So that's the one I use quite a lot. But I also use this, and this is called a Simply Scrub, and this is also Stampin' Up. And with this one, there's a little like raindrops in, I don't know if you can see it, in the top left hand corner. So this is like your wet side, and then here there's a little sunshine. Basically what you do with this one, you spray it with a stamp cleaner, and then you rub your stamp on here to clean it, and then you dry it on here. And both of these are on Velcro, and these come out and you can wash them. So I use both, really. This one more for my Stamparatus, but if I'm doing anything quick, I will sometimes go to the chamois. The chamois is a lot cheaper, so it depends, you know, what you prefer. I have both, and I do use both. Right, I'm missing comments. Charlene is saying, thank you, I love your videos. Oh, well, thank you, Charlene, and thank you for being here. Let me put them back in so we're not start looking at an empty desk. Crystal's saying, love my Cricut. Oh, it's an Easy Press. Okay, so I did get it right. Get the big one. Okay. I couldn't work out whether to get the big one or the next size down, Crystal. I think, is the big one about 12 inches and there's one about 9 inches. I'm not going to get the tiny little one, I know that. I don't know. I think I've not looked into it for ages, but last time I looked there were 3. There was what I think they call the mini, then there was one that's about 7 or 9 inches, and then there was the bigger one. So Patty H is saying, I'm tempted to get that too. Yeah, to be fair, I've been looking at it probably for about 2 years. And if ever I go out shopping and I go anywhere near a hobby craft, I generally go in and go and have a look at the Cricut section, because they do lots of nice heat transfer vinyl, don't they? I know you can buy it on eBay and places like that, but I kind of keep looking at it and thinking, should I get it? And then I change my mind. But I think I really do want to try and do some more projects with heat transfer vinyl, you know, going forward from maybe, you know, January next year. So I'm seriously thinking that I might just treat myself to one. I do I don't really spend any money on myself, and if I do, it tends to be like a good considered purchase. So I might treat myself to something like that for Christmas. I'm not sure. We'll see. So Charlotte's saying a friend has the heat press and loves it. Yeah, every time I see it, people seem to love it. Do Crystal, do you use their mat as well? You know, do they do like a heat press mat for ironing on? Is it, I can't remember what it's called. Do you know that you actually put on your desk and you put your project on top of it and then iron it? Do you use that as well? Terry's saying I have the Cricut Easy Press and it works great for heat transfer vinyl. Okay, so we're getting lots of good reports about the Easy Press, aren't we? To be fair, I've not read anything bad about it in all the years they've been out. Vicky's saying thanks and stay safe and stay sane, everyone. That's challenging for me. It certainly is for me, Vicky. I tell you, definitely. I've got one of the large tank irons, but am I correct in thinking it's a dry iron? Yes, I don't think you use steam, do you, on heat transfer vinyl? You need, depending on what heat transfer vinyl you use, from what I've seen on the internet, you need quite a high heat, but you need different heat depending on which heat transfer vinyl. I think I'm right in saying, you know, like if it's normal heat transfer vinyl, that might need to be set at one heat, but if it's like glitter heat transfer vinyl, then that might need a different heat. But as I say, the Easy Press, that's it, has been out quite a few years now, hasn't it? And you don't ever seem to see anything bad about it. YouTube's a good place to look. If you just go on YouTube Easy Press or Cricut Easy Press, loads of people seem to have it and seem to love it. So yes, use at regular size. Vicky's saying I have a steam press. My Singer got it a few years ago for applying interface into fabric, but it is great for heat transfer vinyl. Oh right, okay. And the crystal, just turn the steam off. Okay, because I've got like one of these steam press irons. I have, mind you, this is a newer one, so maybe it was just my other iron, but I think I'd prefer to have it here in my craft room, to be fair. And my iron, our laundry's upstairs, and my iron and ironing board are upstairs, so I don't think I'd be wanting to traipse up and downstairs, so it might just be easier to get the Easy Press and keep it in here in my craft room. Did Crystal answer my question about the surface to iron on? Chris, oh, I've just seen it now. Right, okay. Stay safe, guys. Troll Patrol will return. Thanks. Oh, thanks, Alison, for doing that. Organising my metal dies today. Okay. Too many. So that's going to take you a while then, isn't it? The big is 12 by 9. Good price on Amazon. Okay, Crystal, I'll go and have a look. Yes, I use the mat. Okay. So you'd recommend that mat, would you? Shame you didn't get one in the Black Friday sale, Ashley. To be honest, yeah, I've not bought anything, to be fair. I didn't even think. I know, yeah. Okay, so Crystal's saying Easy Press is dry heat and you set the temperature. It also is heavy to give you the weight on the project. Yeah, that's, I think, what I find the problem. Whenever I've tried using my iron, it's trying to get the weight of it, the pressure. And when you're doing it on a normal ironing board, your ironing board kind of, what you know, like kind of moves, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? So I think that's why I've struggled in the past. That's why I thought if I got the proper thing on one of their mats, not that I'm going to be doing loads, but you never know, I might get hooked on heat transfer vinyl next year. Easy Press also lets you set it. It's great. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people using the Easy Press where they press the fabric first to kind of like get the moisture out of it, and then they do the you know, the heat transfer or iron on or whatever. So yeah, I think it's definitely something I'm going to look at. Alice is saying jagged ends, think I need to change blade in auto blade. Okay. How long have you had your blade in your auto blade, Alice, if that makes sense? Terry, all right, okay, so Terry P is saying, I got the 9x9 with the mat and used Teflon sheets to protect items while heating. Okay. I think, is the 9x9 the middle size one? Yeah, because the other one's 12x9. Okay, yeah. I think it was the 9x9 that I thought I'd get, because I don't think I'd use it loads, but it'd be nice to have. So I need to look at the mat and a Teflon sheet. Okay, this is all good news for me. Thank you for all this, guys. Good tools are hard to beat. Yeah, definitely. Right, I'm just going to have another quick drink of my juice. So I might have to invest in the heat transfer vinyl as well. It's the middle size. Yeah, okay. I thought it was. Thanks for that. So that was the one I think that I thought I might get with the mat. But then obviously now I need to look at the silicone sheet, and then I would need to buy some of the heat transfer vinyl, because I think literally heat transfer vinyl, I've only got tiny little scraps, and I've had them years from when like Hannah was little and I used to make her t-shirts and things, excuse me, and I've not bought any for years and years and years. So same one when I bought machine, so about a year to 2 years. Okay, well maybe it does need changing then. Have you tried cleaning it, you know, in a round up, you know, like this? Hang on. Where's my thing? So this is silver foil or aluminium foil, and it's a piece that's about 12 inches long by whatever the width of my roll was, and I screw it up and I keep it in the drawer of my ScanNCut. People say it sharpens it and people say it doesn't, but it definitely cleans your blade. So I would get the blade, Alice, in your, you know, take it out of your holder with this bit here, and then get the end of your, hold on to the blunt end obviously of your blade, and then stab it in some silver foil. You need to do it quite a lot of times. You don't know how close you'll see this, but this has got all holes in the top, and I literally just stab this, and that will clean your blade. You could try that, but if you've had it that long, and depending on how much you use it, you may need to buy a new blade for it. Right, what's being said here? I'm losing comments. So, yeah, do you need roller to use vinyl? No, you can use vinyl on your mat, Alice. I did a project a couple of Sundays ago using vinyl. It wasn't heat transfer vinyl, but it was just ordinary vinyl. I did use the vinyl mat and the vinyl blade, but you can use your regular blade, your regular standard auto blade. Just remember to put it on half cut in your settings so that you don't cut right through the backing. But you don't need the roll feeder. That's only really if you want to use vinyl that's on a roll, you know, so if you want to cut big things up to, you know, like 6 foot long or something. But no, you don't need the roll feeder. Just use a normal mat. What's that? Oh, hang on, I've just seen Alison is saying bundle is £252.68 on Amazon. Okay, what's in the bundle, Alison? I'll have to go and have a look. Look, you're setting me off now. You're enabling me to shop. £252.68 on Amazon. Okay. Anybody got any silly question? Is half cut 1 or 2? No, half cut is a setting in the machine. Let's try and flip you back. My machine's gone to sleep again. Let's just get a basic shape on. So if I just go and pick a square and set it on my mat, that's my square. Okay, if I wanted to cut this out of vinyl, if I just put a piece of vinyl on my mat and cut this, it could possibly cut all the way through the vinyl and its backing, and you don't want that for vinyl. You want to be able to peel your vinyl away from the backing, like I showed how to do. Was it a couple of Sundays ago when I cut the vinyl? So what you want is you need to go into edit, object edit, is it in here? Hang on, no it's not. Okay, so we go to, you set that whatever it is you want to cut in vinyl, say okay, okay, go to cut, and then go into the wrench and you scroll down, and can you see here it says half cut is off by default, because obviously when you're just using regular card and stuff you want it to cut right through your card, but if you're cutting through vinyl you want half cut, so you just choose half cut and say okay. I'm not going to put it on because if I come to cut some card or something tomorrow and it's not cutting all the way through, I'll forget that I've got it on half cut. So that's where you change it. If you've not got an auto blade machine, or you've not got a machine with the half cut, then what you need to do is, before you cut your shape in vinyl, use the test cut facility, because your machine will always cut the test cut shape you put on your mat before anything else that's on your mat. And then you need to sort of wind your blade down very low. So I don't know if that helps. Jan Jeffers is saying embossing snowflakes a product from Stampin' Up. Yes, it is. It's called, hang on, let me find it. I've not got the packaging, but I've written on what it's called. So this is the embossing folder. I don't know if you can see it better now because of the glare or not. It's called Winter Snow. It's in the winter catalogue, so it's in the catalogue that runs from August to December. Let me try and find it. It's in this one. And actually, I think it's going in the sale on Tuesday because it's retiring. I don't think it's carrying over. Hang on, is it in this one? I'll tell you. And then can't remember if it's in this one now, if it's in the other one. Yes, it's in this holiday catalogue, and I don't think it's carrying over. It's going to retire, so it'll be going on sale on Tuesday. For anybody that doesn't know, basically what Stampin' Up do, they have an annual catalogue. This is this year's annual catalogue. Let me zoom out. So their annual catalogue runs from June to June. So this is June 20 to June 21, and this has the main core products. And then what they do, they're now bringing out two what they call like occasions or mini catalogues twice a year. So this was August, December, So some of the stuff in here will carry over into the new annual catalogue that will come out in June 21, but quite a bit of it retires. And then in January, there's a new mini catalogue coming out, which will run from January to June. I'm not allowed to show you what's inside this, I'm afraid, but there's some nice, you know, new product coming in this. But this, whenever there's a mini catalogue like these, they run alongside the main annual catalogue with the core products in. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So this one will go at the end of December. We'll still have this till next June, but to run alongside this, there'll be what they call the mini catalogue. It's kind of their way of keeping products moving. So some stuff retire and they bring in new stuff. Then we'll get a new one of these big annual catalogues in June 21. A lot of the core stuff carries over and then they bring new stuff in and some of this stuff retires. So I hope that makes sense. So Jan's saying, wonderful videos, thank you for all the tips, you're welcome. So is there any more questions or anything that anybody wants to say? I can see that people are going now and the numbers are dropping, and I've been on here for about an hour and a half, so if there's nothing else, I'll start winding up and saying goodbye, unless there's any comments. I've just seen Barbara pop up saying thanks for the tutorial, and again how to make general shapes do something different. Yeah, you know, we've got all this stuff in our machines, haven't we? And, you know, I'm guilty of it as well, not using it, you know, making stuff in canvas and cutting it and all that kind of thing. But we've got all this stuff in our machines. Something else I want to try and do next year as well is use the quilting patterns more, especially now we've got the fabric mat and the fabric blade. You know, so they're kind of things that are on my list for 2021. You know, more fabric projects, heat transfer vinyl, that kind of thing. I've even been thinking and toying with the idea of maybe doing like a quilt along, but I'm not that experienced. I know a lot of you on here are more fabric and quilters, but you know, maybe cutting a block that's in the machine at a set size and doing one, I don't know, maybe once a month or once every couple of months or something. That was just another kind of idea I was toying with. Linda Lee is saying thank you so much, Ashley, bye bye. Oh, you're welcome, Linda, thank you. Terry saying thank you for all you do, look forward to more videos. You're welcome. Barbara Hart is saying oh yes please. What's that to, Barbara? Is that to the more fabric projects or quilting projects? Alice is saying, when is your vacation break for ScanNCut? I don't know what you mean, Alice. What do you mean? Patty H is saying, I am not good at using patterns on the machine. I need to start. Yeah, I think we all do it. We've got these basic shapes in our machines and we kind of overlook them, don't we? You know, I mean, there's other things in there that I'm sure we can make nice cards with for all our card makers, and I do try and show, but there's, you know, sections in this machine that I very rarely go in, so maybe I need to start looking at that as well. Is there a vinyl blade housing or does it fit the normal blade holder? No, there's a, hang on, let me get it, it's right behind me. Is it in my machine? Is it still in the box? What have I done with it? Hang on. Might still be in the box. Yeah, it's blue. So Lynn, it's got a blue top. So the regular auto blade is the black one. The fabric auto blade is the gold one. And the vinyl blade is the blue one. I'll just catch up with your comments in a minute. So yeah, so you can, Lynn, you can cut vinyl with your regular blade. You know, I have done it, but they've brought out this blade. It is different. If you take all the blades out of the 3 different holders and you look at them all side by side, the blades themselves are all totally different. So each blade has been specifically designed for a specific purpose. And obviously that's what's going to give you the best result at the end of the day. In fact, that needs to go in my machine, so I'll leave that out for now because it's still in the box behind me. Cindy West is saying that sounds great. The quilt, please. Okay. Yeah, because what I was thinking was, if we've got the fabric mat and the fabric blade now that you don't need to use any iron on, and the machine comes with loads of quilt patterns, doesn't it, built into it? I mean, even in my CM 600 and 900, there were quilt blocks. So I was thinking maybe if we, you know, I don't know, I'll have to work it out and see, but basically we could, we could set the block to be a certain size. I don't know, I'm not, as I say, I'm not a quilter, but maybe an 8 or a 10-inch block. Choose a block, and then I think the way it would have to work is I would have to choose a block, or you guys could choose a block. But if I chose it, I'd have to tell you beforehand and say, this is the block I'm going to cut, let's say in February. And then you'd obviously all have to get your fabrics if you were going to do it as well. But I would get my fabrics and try and cut it in a video, you know, either in a live or a pre-recorded, and then just keep making different blocks at the same size. So another month, or maybe, I don't know, because I don't know how time consuming it would be. I'd probably have to get some fabrics and test one out and see. Maybe we could do one a month. If we did one a month for, I don't know, if we did them at 10 inches, you could make a pretty big size quilt, couldn't you? You know, I don't think I'd want to be doing the whole thing. I wouldn't be wanting to make the whole quilt on video, you know, with batting and all that, because I'm not that good at it. But maybe make the blocks and then sew them together. I'm not sure. So Jan's saying quilt along would be a great way to do the blocks in the ScanNCut machine. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You just choose a block, choose a set size, and whatever block you do the block at that size. Right, Barbara Morris is saying, going to look at the Cricut press. Oh no, you've talked me into it. Christmas prezi. My husband will be glad to know. Oh no, Barbara, I'm sorry. You watch, Amazon's going to sell out now and I won't be able to get one because you lot will all be jumping on getting your husbands or buying them yourselves. Alice is saying, are you not going to have videos during the holiday season? Yes, Alice, I've got, I think at the moment I've got videos, my regular Tuesday video, Alice, I think is uploaded and scheduled up to about Christmas week, the Tuesday of Christmas week, which I think is about the 21st. So obviously I need to start making some more projects and pre-recording to see them through. The lives I'll still try and do each Sunday. I don't know what Christmas Day falls on this year. But Christmas is, I don't know about you, but Christmas is going to be different for us this year. We usually have our own Christmas here at home, the three of us, and then on Boxing Day we go to Northampton and meet up with family, and we have family in London and they come up to Northampton. Northampton's like kind of like the middle ground, and we normally go there and all meet up, but we're not doing that this year. Everybody said they don't want Christmas. I think the only person getting presents in my household this year is Hannah. I've not even put my tree up. I can't. I just want 2020 gone, basically. Usually our tree goes up on the 1st of December. I've not put a tree up or anything. So, right, let me count. There's loads of comments and I've not. Can't you cut vinyl with the black one? Yes, you can cut vinyl with the black one, but they've brought a vinyl blade out on its own, Cindy. Faith is saying thanks for all your help. Pray for a better year next year, definitely. Charlene's saying didn't know there was a blade for vinyl, OMG. Yes, Charlene, I did a YouTube live on it a few weeks ago. Go to the playlist, to the live playlist, Charlene, on my channel, and I did a vinyl project a few weeks ago. Hang on, let me just find the one I did for myself, because I did one in a video which I gave away, but this is what I made. Charlene, this is what I made with the vinyl blade. Everything inside it is card, and the saying on the front is vinyl, and I've put, let me put the little lights on. I put little fairy lights in it. This is in my craft room, but then I did another vinyl project. I can't remember exactly what it said. Something about crafting and having fun. And I gave that away. I drew a name from the people that were in the live and Karen won it. So that got sent to Karen. Right, let me go back because I can see loads of comments going up now. Charlene's saying definitely my next purchase. If you buy the vinyl blade, Charlene, you get an activation card with it, which opens up stuff in Canvas now, so we can cut bigger than our mats. And that was a pre-recorded video, so that's on my channel as well. So if you go back over about the last, I can't remember when I did the vinyl live on a Sunday, and then I did I think I did a pre-recorded one about the functions. I might have done a live as well about the premium functions that go with the vinyl blade. So there might be two things in the live playlist, but then I did a pre-record, which was like a clean video, if you like, without all the chat, about how the activation for the vinyl blade works. So there's loads of stuff recently about the new vinyl blade and everything. So Creative Concept Crafts is saying it's like having different types of scissors for different projects. Yeah, definitely. And I tell you something, the fabric blade, I put some fabric on the fabric mat and forgot to change to the fabric blade, and it definitely cuts differently and it sounds differently. I had to stop it and take my regular black top blade out and put my fabric blade in. So they are all different, definitely different, yeah. I think you can, Cindy, but I guess eventually the adhesive in the material will affect its sharpness. If there is one for vinyl, better use that one, yeah. Cindy's saying I will have to put vinyl blade on my list. Christmas is on a Friday. Okay, is that Christmas Day is on a Friday? So Boxing Day would be Saturday. So on the Sunday, could still do a live then. Sorry for the spelling mistakes, I'm typing fast. Don't worry about it. I've got no enthusiasm for Xmas this year either. I know it's awful, isn't it? Hannah keeps, and you know, when I'm in here now, because I've got my office and my craft room all in one, on my computer I've got like smooth radio playing, and they're playing all the Christmas songs, and I love them. I'm sat in here singing along to myself, but then I go out of here and go into another part of my house, and I just cannot bring myself to put a bloody Christmas tree up this year. Sorry for swearing. So yeah. What's Paul saying? How about a bag done with the quilt squares, Ashley? A smaller project. That's a good idea, Paul. Yep, interesting. So we'll have videos to keep us busy. Oh, you'll have videos, don't worry, Alice. Yeah, there's, as I say, my regular Tuesday video that comes out every Tuesday are all pre-recorded right up to Christmas. So I've got between now and the 21st of December to record and upload more. So don't worry about that, Alice. Yeah. And obviously I'm going to still try and keep doing the Sunday lives. Patty H is saying, I feel the same way, Ashley. Kind of sad about it, Christmas, no decorations. I know. Hannah keeps saying to me, we're not going to put the tree up. And I keep saying, I just cannot bring myself to do it. You know, when you just think about what's gone on this year and how a lot of people have suffered, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me. Sorry, I'm getting a bit sad now. Great suggestion, Paul. Charlotte's saying, yeah, that is cute. Awesome. Wow, you are amazing. I'll look for the video. Thank you. Time difference does not help. Yeah, I know we're all in different time zones, and I know, you know, not everybody can catch the lives, but they're always recorded. And what I've done, all the lives that I've done that have all been recorded have all gone in a playlist called Live. So if you happen to catch another one and I say it's in the live playlist, that's where they all are, so they're easy to find. And then all my other videos are kind of categorised into other playlists. Like I say, you know, I've got one that's specifically for stuff done directly on the machine. I've got one for stuff that's done in Canvas Online. I've got a playlist for Canvas, the download programme. You know, so I've kind of tried to categorise them. Some of them fall into the same ones, you know, like if I've started a project off in Canvas Online and then finished it on the machine, then that video goes into two playlists. Like this one that I've just done today, this will go into the live playlist, but it will also go into the beginner playlist, and it will probably go into the playlist for the machine, because at the end of the day, it was mostly all done on the machine. So some of them go into more than one playlist, if that makes sense. Terry P is saying, what a fun project. Right, Charlene is saying, Ashley, can you cut magnetic paper with a ScanNCut? Yes, I believe you can. I don't know if I've actually tried magnetic paper. I've tried shrink plastic and virtually everything else. I don't know if I've ever done magnetic paper. I've probably got some. Again, I think it'll depend on the thickness of your magnetic paper, because some magnetic paper sheets are thicker than others. But yes, I can't see why not. I've even got a piece of basswood which I've had sat in my office probably for best part of this year, maybe even longer, and I've not even tried cutting that yet. That's like a very, very thin wood. It snaps quite easily. So, you know, this stuff that I just don't get round to trying, that I want to, but I don't get round to doing. So I'll move that out of the way. Can't remember if I've turned my machine off now. Yes, I have. So the quilt along seems to be quite popular. So that's definitely something that we'll look into. Any other questions or comments, or does anybody want to say anything or ask anything? To be fair, it's 10 to 7. I've been on here since 5 o'clock. This project has got to be the quickest and easiest project I've ever shown how to do, and yet we've been on the longest. Probably because we just all sat here chatting. What else have I cut? I'm trying to think what I've cut now. Obviously fabric, card, shrink plastic. vinyl, laminated sheets. Do you remember I did the stencils earlier on this year? I laminated just a plain laminated sheet, which made that thicker, and I cut that. Charlene saying just a big thank you. Oh, you're welcome. So yeah, I think I've cut pretty much most media, but I honestly can't think if I've cut magnetic sheet. I don't think I have. But I have been making some projects for my team, which I'm not showing because Karen was on here. And I've used some regular magnets in a couple of little projects. But wouldn't it be fun to cut some, if you can cut magnetic sheet, cut some of the like flower shapes and things from within your machine and use them, you know, on the front of your fridges and stuff like that. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Patty H is saying, thanks again, Ashley. Chatting is a very important part of our lives. It is. I love chatting to you guys. I learn so much from you all as well. Like I say, you know, the project I was hoping to do tonight didn't materialise, and I didn't want to just let anybody down and say I'm not coming on. So that's why you got this simple project. You know, sometimes things crop up that mean, you know, occasionally I can't get on, but I do try to you know, come on a Sunday, because, you know, it's lovely, isn't it, all sat here chatting all around the world. Right, I can't see any last comments popping up, so I think I am going to say goodbye now and good night and have a safe week. And see what I can come up with for next week. Hopefully the applique, cutting applique with some kind of an iron-on backing. Charlene saying, yeah, designing for fridge door decorations would be great. Yeah, that's, I mean, you could, you know, there's, like I say, there's loads of shapes in our machine, aren't there, that we don't make use of. Maybe cutting them, and, you know, if any of you put stuff on the front of your fridges, I don't, to be fair, but I know people do, you know, like menus for the week ahead, you could hold them in place with a, you know, a magnetic shape or something that you've cut on your machine. Jason saying, came in late to live chat, we'll try and do catch up later. Jason from Stoke, been making cards all day. Oh, hi Jason. My catalogues are due this week. Was it you that asked me for a catalogue? I can't remember. But if it was, I'll message you sometime this week and see if you still want one. Good reason to be late, Jason. yeah, definitely, if you've been crafting. Right. I'll see what I can come up with the, I'll have a look. I know I have got some thick magnetic sheets because they're what I store my Stampin' Up dies on, but I don't know how thick they are, so I'll have to have a look. But yeah, there should be no reason why you can't cut it, as far as I'm aware. I'll have a look and see if there's anything mentioned in any of the brother stuff, you know, that says not to cut magnetic sheet. Because obviously at the end of the day, it has got a computer on board the machine, hasn't it? And I don't know, you know, I don't want anybody cutting magnetic sheets if it's going to mess up the machine, so I'll have to have a read up on it. But, you know, as long as it's within the 3 mm thick that the SDX can cut, and as long as it wouldn't affect the workings of your machine, then I can't see any reason why it wouldn't cut it. Jason's saying, great, I did, please, yes, please, my craft room is being rebuilt. Okay, well, they're due this week, and the catalogue that is coming out for January to June, which I showed a few minutes ago, this one, Jason, I can't show you the insides, but this is what they call the mini catalogue. This is going to come live from January and it will run to June in addition to the annual catalogue. So it will be 2 catalogues that will be going out in the post if that's what you're still interested in. Shelves ready for my new stash. Oh, great. Right, well, I'm going to go then, because I think we've been on here long enough. We've been on nearly 2 hours. And as I say, it was only a simple project. Okay, that's fine. I have still got your phone number. I'll message you once I've got the catalogues. But they're due this week. I've had an email from Stampin' Up saying that my orders are coming this week. I've got 2 orders at the moment in, so they'll be here this week. So once I know I've actually got them, I'll message you. Right, thanks everybody for being here. Thank you for all your suggestions and helping me out with stuff. And I know Alison's gone now. She's our troll patrol. We've not had any trolls tonight, I don't think, but so yeah, have a wonderful week, everybody. Thank you, Terry. Stay safe, everybody. Take care. And hopefully we'll speak again, if not before, next Sunday. So bye for now. Yes, Charlene, have a great week. Yeah, you're welcome, Jason. No problem. Right, I'm going to go because my iPad's getting really low.